Hey guys, this is in an effort to help you with the business app. We're going to go over how to add a client, how to add your availability to the schedule, how to add things to a cart, how to discount if needed, and then how to proceed to credit card payment. So you'll see the business app, which is different than the client app. If you can filter by all staff or filter just by yourself. So right now I'm doing all staff. Go back to the schedule. That's an all staff filtering. At the bottom of your screen, you'll see that there's schedule. That's, of course, anybody's schedule or your schedule. Retail, which is where you would start adding things to a client cart. Clients, where you can look up clients or you can actually add clients. And then you may or may not have reports or anything more under your access. I don't remember. So the schedule is simply that. You can see who is working or when your availability is. One thing that I'd like to show you if you need to add availability. So in this example, I'm going to filter by Dylan. So I click on all staff and then I click on Dylan. I say save, and then Dylan is actually doing an IV today, or maybe doing several IVs. So I'm going to add some availability for Dylan today. So any place that's gray is unavailable. If you click on that, it says add availability. You can also add places that you're not available. If you put in a day and there are some things that come up in your life, you can add unavailability. So if you put it yourself in from 7 to 7 and you have something going on in the middle of the afternoon, you can add hours when you're not available. You'll just click add availability. And then here you'll show the start time of your availability, let's say 9 a.m., your time that you're done. Let's say it's 8 p.m. and the date. You can do single day, multi-day. You can do an ongoing schedule if your schedule is something that's predictable. So I'm going to go ahead and say save for this day. So it says availability added. Now you'll see that if I filter by all staff, it'll show me who's available on this day. Both Dylan and April, we have a big day on this day, are available and the times they're available. This can be also useful if you happen to pick up a client and want to add their appointment to the schedule. I don't believe you can add it to the schedule if nobody's available. So you can add just a couple hour window so that you can make the appointment and check them out. I would prefer that we make appointments for even people who are walking in and get them on the schedule. That way we have the calendar record of that. I'll show you in a little bit that you can just add a client on the fly and add something to the cart and check them out. And some of that may happen, but I would say as a rule, let's try to make an appointment for people, even if they're a walk-in. That way we have a record, and for record keeping and for some other things that I won't go into, it works better that we have people as appointments on our calendar. So this is how to add your availability. Now let's talk about how to add a client. If a client walks in, or you've gotten a text from Matt or I, or you have your own lead and they've never been in the MindBody system before, if they're a MindBody client, keep in mind for any other service, we can look them up. But if they are not a previous MindBody client and we want to get them into a system, we would just click the clients, click here, and you would add all the red areas. So every red area needs to be filled in, and then they would be added to the system. Once added to the system, you can then schedule an appointment for them. So if we click into Dylan here and we say book appointment, let's just search test. There's a test client. we can say what type of appointment they're going to get, a 1,000 mil, and see, you can add the start and stop time, and then you just hit book, and that's going to show up on the schedule. So once they're done with their appointment, you can click into that. You can say, here's your test client. You can add checkout. During that time, you can actually add things to their cart. Maybe they had other services, like they added on a glutathione push. If you go back to checkout, you can also add a tip. You click the tip button, hand it to the client. Here's why I say book an appointment first, because if you don't book an appointment, you don't get this nice screen here where they can pick a tip amount or no tip. If you just add a client and add things to their cart, I'll show you in a little bit, you won't get this option for the screen. So here's where they can click the tip amount. So you hand it to the customer and you say, tip is not required but appreciated. They decide whatever they want to put in. They can put a percentage, a custom amount, or they can just pick one of these. So Dylan did an amazing job today. They want to add 25%. Oops, I saw it's added up there. That's $51. Then they click done. And that's also added to the cart. And then you select payment. That's either a credit card or cash. Either way, we want to close it out. Even if they do Venmo, we'll still close it to cash. So you click credit and debit. Here, if you don't have the card swiper that from MindBody plugs in with a headphone jack. If you have a lightning port on an iPhone, you'll need an adapter. I'm going to get some for everybody, but until that time, just go ahead and enter everything manually. You'll need their zip code, and then they'll sign and be done. So that is adding somebody to the schedule that's sort of a walk-in, or scheduling them. You can schedule clients in advance. If they ask you to schedule them, you can schedule them in advance. But that's how to check out from an appointment. Again, the value of the appointment is we can track things better, and also that once you do the checkout process, you have the availability to do the tip in a percentage format. They're more prompting that will help clients feel easier about providing you a tip. One thing in the schedule that I didn't note here is that when they do arrive, so clients will automatically get a email, and they should go ahead and follow up and confirm that they're going to be there, and that's the confirm button. That will change one color. See, now it changes to purple. When they arrive, you also would click that they have arrived button. You can also early cancel. So if for some reason we will have a policy to bill clients if they don't show up, but if you early cancel them, then they don't get charged, and that's how that appointment is completely taken out of the system. The last thing I like to show you is if for whatever reason the client walks in and you want to just on the fly add the client. So you go here, you'd add them as a client, put in their name, and then right from there you can go and you can go to the retail side. And once you go to the retail side, you can actually add services on the fly. So you find your client. Sorry about that, guys. Let me delete this out. So after you add the client here and you're done adding the client, you go to retail, you pick an existing client, you select that client, and then you would add services, whatever they got, IV therapy, add-ons. Let's say they did a glutathione push. Let's say they did a therapy in Fishers. They got the performance and athletics. You check out. And notice here when I click tip, you have to select who the tip is for. So that's one additional step, right? So we're going to select Dylan. You have to select the amount, add to cart, and then you check out. That's a little more awkward if you have. That's why I'm emphasizing that even if they're a walk-in, make an appointment for them, add your availability if you need to, and then make an appointment for them. That is going to make the tip process more fluid. I'll make additional videos, but here's a first one to get you guys going. I hope this is helpful. You're always welcome to call me. I want this to be easy. This is meant to take friction out of the whole process for yourself and the client, and ensure that you guys also are earning some